Okay, so the tank rescue saga continues. This is a 75-gallon I rescued from a business that was going bankrupt. So as you can tell, I got rid of all the goldfish, and that has done wonders for the chemistry in this tank. The goldfish went to a pond, so they're living life. But this rainbow is really sick. I'll splice in some video of what its gills and its operculum look like, but it has something going on. So my solution to external issues like that is SeaChem Paraguard. And I'm going to do a 1 hour dip. And I don't know if the lighting is going to permit here, but if you read the instructions, sorry guys, just using my iPhone here, you can do a 1 hour dip, and the concentration is 3 mils per US gallon. So that's what I'm going to do. I have the tank set up behind me, which I'll show you, and so I'm going to take this guy out and get him in for a 1 hour Paragard dip to see if we can get him back to health. Okay, so here we have my makeshift quarantine medication tank, and it's just a Rubbermaid clear box. I had this hole previously drilled in it for a different aquaponics project. So I have a thermometer in there so I know what the temperature is, make sure it's safe. I keep everything at 80 degrees Fahrenheit just for simplicity. And I have a submersible heater. And then I have an air stone that's just bubbling a little bit of water, or air, sorry, just to keep the surface agitated and keep, the oxygen saturation at equilibrium in the water, just so the fish doesn't suffocate. And then I have it zip tied here, the air stone, because I had a hell of a time trying to get this heater to stay put anywhere. And just, if you're going to copy me, make sure the zip tie is not at the heating element portion. This whole side stays nice and cool. And then the air bubbles actually help the water circulate around the heater, so it does a great job keeping the water temperature where you want it. So that's what I'm going to treat the fish in, and I'm going to do the 1 hour dip right in there. Alright, so I'm going to do the best filming I can because I'm holding my phone with one hand, don't have any fancy gear, but whoops, sorry about that. So to get the volume of water you have, that's just simple math, right? Volume is length times width times height. So I'm just measuring this thing out. Looks like 9.5 by 5.5 by 14. So there's my volume. So it's 9 times 14 times 5.5 gives me 693 inches cubed, and then 1 cubic inch equals that much gallons. So then you just multiply your cubic inches by that number, and this is actually exactly 3 gallons. So that works out nice. And then the Paragard says for a 1 hour dip, use 3 mils per gallon. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to add 9 mils of Paragard to this, go grab the fish, put the fish in here, and let it soak for an hour, and just make sure you're watching it. If it starts going upside down, it's not having a good time, might want to take it out. But if it looks just happy as can be in there, you can extend the dip. It's totally species dependent, and you just need to monitor it. I'm going to be in my office behind me studying, so I'm just going to glance at it every 10 minutes or so. So I need 2 hands to do this, so I'm not going to film getting the fish and putting it in the water. Okay, so the hour is up. Right on the bottle here it says dips may be extended if fish shows no signs of stress. There we go, focus. So it's been about an hour, and I'll just give you an update on this guy. I think he looks great. I know, if the fish shows signs of stress is kind of ambiguous, but he's pretty calm. He's just chilling out. It's a bit of a darker situation because of the plastic tub, and I think that's more ideal because it reduces the stress on the fish. He seems to be breathing okay. I would look for rapid, labored breathing, like rapid gill movement. I think the gill movement will be increased though, because invariably the fish is going to be stressed because you've taken out of its bigger aquarium and you've put it in this tiny little box that it's not happy about. But it's not darting around the tank. He doesn't seem to be hanging out the whole time at the surface, gasping for air. And plus, because of the air stone, we know that the water should be well oxygenated. Adding the aldehydes in the Paragard might reduce some of the oxygen, but I think he looks great. So because his gills look really bad, I'm going to keep him in here for a little bit longer while monitoring him.